Good day, Korea. A big hello from Australia to our Korean agents and students. I've had a lot of Korean students over the years, and they're wonderful people. They are dedicated, disciplined, hardworking, and some of the best international students that we can ask for. That's why I would like to talk to you today directly about CLA and about our English courses. First of all, we are located at the heart of Sydney CBD. We are 5 minutes away from Central Station, and we are surrounded by the best cafes and restaurants. It's a very vibrant, very lively city. We have a variety of English courses taught by some of the best English teachers in Sydney. Our idea of a best teacher is one that is certified, qualified, experienced, passionate, and caring. And that is what's so special about CLA, that we are like a big family. When you join the school, you feel that you are becoming part of a big family. It's got a very warm atmosphere, and we're very proud of that. We look after our students. We love our students, and they love that, and they feel it, and they know it. We have a great variety of English courses. We have a general English course. We have English for academic purposes. We have IELTS preparation course, and we have a brand new course that only CLA has, and that is the Prawn Comm course. Prawn Comm is pronunciation and communication course. It's a powerful course. It's intensive. It's sound-based course. It focuses on speaking and listening. There's no reading, there's no writing, because we understand there are many students like you in Korea. You are pretty good with grammar most of the times. You've been learning grammar since primary school. You've been learning grammar since you started learning English. You do a lot of reading, you do a lot of writing, but the only thing that you need, and that's based on my experience, one of the things that you need is the ability to speak fluently and confidently and clearly. What happens is, what I've seen is that a lot of Korean students, they speak English through the Korean sound system. So when they produce the English sounds, they are producing the English words through Korean sounds. And that is not a very good way to speak English. So by doing the Prawn Comm, you are getting trained in the sound system of the English language. You are training your mouth and your ears to produce the language and to hear the language in a different way, in a totally different way. The Prawn Comm improves fluency, speed, and clarity, and take your speaking to a whole new level. It's based on my personal method. I have created that method based on my own learning experience. Yes, you heard me. I was not born here. I was not born in America. And I did not come here as a teenager. I didn't come here as a child. I came here as an adult. I was 22 years old. And believe it or not, before I came to Australia, I had never spoken a word of English. And I never went to an English school. I taught myself everything about the language, including pronunciation. At some point, I went on a camping trip with a bunch of Australian friends. So we were sitting around the fire, and everybody was having a good time. Everybody was joking and laughing and having a good time, except me. I was sitting there, and I was staring at everybody. And I did not dare to open my mouth. I did not dare to open my mouth. And what's worse was that I could not understand a word that they said. And that destroyed my confidence. It destroyed my confidence. So I hated it. And because I hated it, I got up and I caught a train back home. And I made a promise to myself that I would never find myself in the same situation again. That I would become like a native speaker of English. So I went home and I thought about a plan. And my plan was to choose a rap song, not any song, a rap song, to listen to every day for many, many hours. And that I would analyze the sounds of the language. I would analyze how the rapper is going so fast from point A to point B without stopping. I wanted to understand the sound system of the English language. I wanted to train my ears to hear the details that I couldn't hear before. And I thought if I could train my ears and train my mouth to produce the same sounds as fast as that rapper, that I might be able to improve my fluency. So I started doing that, and I did it over 6 hours every day. Every day, 6 hours or even more. And 3 months later, I was able to follow his speed. But that was not enough for me. I did not stop there. I listened to other rap songs and I repeated the same process many times. And every day I wouldn't go to bed before 2 a.m. I would spend hours trying to figure out how he's doing it that fast. And so 8 months later, I went for a job interview, and that was the first job interview that I attended. And the employer asked me, "Whereabouts in America were you born?" And I said, "I've never been there. I've never been there," because I'd never been there. And he was shocked. There's no day that goes by without having somebody asking me that same question. Now, how did I do it? It did not happen by luck. It did not happen by accident. There was a method, and I've been teaching that method for the last 10 years, not only in Australia, but also in Japan. I've taught hundreds, if not thousands of students, and I've saved so many lives. So many people came to Australia and they've learned English for many months and many years, and they could not speak it fluently. They could after attending my course, because my course is powerful, is intensive, and it's sound-based, it's sound-focused, and it's for those who have no time to waste. Let me tell you a little bit about the method. It's BBR. That means it's block, build, and rewire. Okay? What are we blocking? You block the old speaking habits. What we block is the effect of your first language on English. Because when you speak English, you don't speak English as English. You pronounce the English words through the Korean sound system. So you are saying English words, but you are using Korean sounds to produce those words. And that is a big problem. And it's something you cannot control because your brain is not talking to your muscles right. So when you speak English, you are not speaking it as English. You are speaking it as Korean. And the first thing that I do is try to block the impact, block the effect of Korean on English. And that's a very big job, and it's a very difficult job, but I got better at it, and I do it wonderfully with my students. The second thing we do is we build new muscle memory. We build new habits, new speaking habits. And that's very important too. Just like when you type on a keyboard, you wanna get used to typing fast. You wanna use both hands. You wanna type with all 10 fingers. It's hard to really type with both hands at the same time without looking at a keyboard. You cannot do that overnight. It's gonna take a lot of practice. It's gonna take a lot of repetition because your fingers need to remember the location of the buttons. That's muscle memory. It's like riding the bicycle. It's like learning how to drive. It's like playing the guitar or learning the piano. It's the same idea. It's a physical skill that you need to master. You need to build muscle memory. Unless you do that, you're not going to be able to speak English. Now, the third thing we do is rewire. Rewiring your brain is reprogramming your brain, and that only happens when you block and build repeatedly and intensively. Your brain is getting reprogrammed to process the English sounds in a totally different way. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. It's direct and intensive. It's confrontational. It's physical training. And it's part of my job to motivate you because you are going to need the motivation. And without motivation, you can forget all about it. It's not going to happen. So it's part of my job to motivate you. It's part of my job to entertain you. It's part of my job to push you and to program you and to train your ears and your mouth to deal with the English sound system in a totally different way. And that's what I do. So that's it about the Prawn Comm. I hope you enjoyed watching the clip. If you have any questions, feel free to ask our Korean marketer in Korea. I believe she's best qualified to answer any questions about the course. But if you still have any questions that are unanswered, please feel free to email me at dos@canterburyla.com.au, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you very much for watching this clip, and we're looking forward to having you in our classrooms. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.